must be high if you're making these videos with this beautiful ass energy. And I was like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I started doing drugs again, y'all. I know. Okay, first off, I was never gonna not do drugs. And by drugs specifically, I mean weed. I spent about a week, approximately 8 to 9 days, because I also stopped again, getting high, y'all. When I saw Challengers the second time, I was high when I watched it, and I do not think that played a role in how much I enjoyed it. I really stand by that movie. But I want to talk a little bit about why I started smoking again, and of course, why I stopped again, and also about the challenge I had when I started smoking, where I felt all of this shame and this guilt, and I almost didn't even want to come on here and talk about it because I've made so many videos on my channel about quitting weed, about, you know, what to do when you relapse and all these different things, right? And I'm actually hosting a Hello Creator roundtable on Wednesday. So I think this will go out on Tuesday, so you have one day to register. But I'll be hosting them every week, and every week we'll have a different topic. I just want to share what it's like to use substances as a creative person and the role that plays in your art. So that's going to be like the topic of that Hello Creator conversation. This video is going to be a little bit more focused on my personal relationship to smoking, what was going on there. And my main goal is really just for people who have been on a journey with smoking weed, have been trying to quit, and who maybe look to me and to the videos I've made as inspiration. I want this video to be a reminder that there's no like perfect person who never has challenges and who never needs coping mechanisms to help them get through stressful times, including me. If you found that, oh, you wanted to work on something, you wanted to try something new in your life, you wanted to just be more brave, be more courageous, and instead you found that you started smoking or you kind of kept smoking to make it easier to navigate really stressful transitions in your life, I just want you to know that you are really, really, really not alone. What started this is ever since I like quit smoking regularly, whenever I notice in me the urge to smoke, I know that it's because I'm stressed out. Like I know there's something really intense that's going on, some kind of intense situation I've put myself in that's really stressing me out. Instead of smoking, what I've tried to do is pause and be like, okay, what's actually going on? Because I know the smoking is me trying to not feel something really uncomfortable, right? And that usually does work. When I was in that really intense 2-year trauma healing program, it was like, we need to quit. Like this is literally too much. Sobbing every day for 35 minutes, it's actually a little bit too much. So we need to go. It's usually something emotional where it's like, okay, you're kind of going really hard, you're forcing something, you're trying to make something happen that doesn't feel right. And because you're kind of resisting this knowing you have that some choice you're making is out of alignment, you're wanting to smoke to not feel that misalignment, right? In this current situation, what it was is the uncertainty around where I'm gonna live next. I'm recording this, it's like mid-May. I'm gonna be leaving this apartment June 22nd at the latest, right? When I tell you I do not know for sure where I'm going to go, and this is probably the most uncertain I have been in my life, and I do notice that I create patterns of blowing up my life and doing new things every few years. So I have enough life experience now that I recognize this trend, which is I like enter some new endeavor, I'm there for any number of years, and then I'm like, okay, we're done here. And then I kind of blow it up. And it's very scary and very uncertain, but the next season is always more beautiful and more better than I could have imagined. And I'm always very grateful for it. When I first realized I wasn't gonna be living here anymore, my first response was kind of this excitement because I knew that this was something that I was creating and it meant that I was ready for it, right? I believe we kind of attract the things that match where we are in terms of our learning and our growth and the next lesson for us and the next level of expansion for us. So I was like, awesome, I'm ready to expand. You know, this is a great sign. And then in the corner was just this little bit of fear saying, but queen, where are we going to live? And I was like, I think God's gonna pay our bills. And she was like, okay, so when I go to the leasing application and I type in employer, just JESUS, and I'm like, that's right. A lot of me has a lot of conviction about being surrounded by love and supported by God and led by the Spirit. And then there's this other part of me that's very rooted in the material world, very fearful, and is saying like, get a job. Get a job, girl. And I'm like, no, I refuse. I refuse. Though I'm open to I'm open into one. If you want to offer me one, I'll think about it. This has been my journey since about 2021 when I quit my 9-to-5. And then the irony is that it was working in the 9-to-5 nonprofit space that really led to me smoking regularly because it was so stressful. I always like to take ownership that it wasn't the job that was stressful, it was that I had all this stress that I hadn't processed in my body, and I put myself in situations to activate that stress. And I think similarly, this situation I'm in now of like having this uncertainty about where I'm gonna live, there's a part of me that knows, like if I really wanted to, I could just apply for something and get it, right? There's a part of me that wants to strengthen the muscle of trust and is intentionally creating a situation where I have to trust and I have to, develop a discipline around my faith. And that's really exciting to me, right? Like when I look at all the different ways we can spend our time and all the different things we can do. Oh yeah, it's cool to grow a YouTube channel, and oh, it's cool to grow a coaching business. If you want one-on-one coaching, sign up in the link below. That's all really fun and cool, but when I think about like the most interesting thing to me, like the thing that I just am like, this is so fascinating, it's only ever about like spiritual development. It's like, how far can I go? How much can I learn? And so I'm always putting myself in situations that'll stretch that capacity, right? Sometimes that is not very compassionate and loving and gentle. And as a result, I stress myself out. I'm doing these stress tests on myself. And then it gets to the point where it's like, literally, we need to be high. And so I was trying these, I guess, holistic, physical like ways of relieving stress, right? So I was doing breath work, I was working on my sleep. I had like 2 massages in the course of like 5 days. I felt like I was doing everything I could to try to manage my stress level, but ultimately it was just like, no girl, let's be high. To sort of bring it into creativity, I know when I used to smoke before making YouTube videos, I would do it because I thought it helped me reach a level of like carefree joy that I wanted my videos to communicate, that I thought I couldn't get there on my own, you know? I think I made a video about trauma healing and how it ages you backwards and you stay looking young and sexy. And I mentioned like, people were like, you must be high. You must be high if you're making these videos with this beautiful ass energy. And I was like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. And so to then the next week get high, I was like, oh, the shame, the shame. I think both throwing my vaporizer away and then being sober again has given me the courage to come on here and talk to y'all about it. But as soon as I started smoking, I was like, I need to tell people, like I need to make a video, I need to let them know. But I really did not want to, because I was like, no, but then you can't be this beacon of hope and inspiration. I think the truth is that it's not people who are always perfect that inspire us and make us feel like we can do it. It's folks who are making it work despite the challenges and flaws and setbacks and the times they fall down. I'm very grateful for the Hello Creator Roundtable. I'm hosting for like a couple of months, y'all, so get in while you can. I don't know if I would have made this video, to be honest. I needed a little extra outside push of like, okay, well, you can use this video to promote the roundtables, and then you can talk about this thing that you would like kind of feel guilty if you didn't talk about it. And so here I am talking about it. So yeah, I just want to let you know, like, if you are currently high while watching this, good for you. Good for you. You're doing your best. I really actually stand by that. If it wasn't serving some purpose in our life, we wouldn't be doing it. And that's honestly what happens. Like, I noticed that I was smoking every day again, and I was like, I don't like that, because I want to prove to myself that I don't need to do that. So I intentionally made a choice to not smoke for one entire day. And I had so much fun, and I was happy, and I was joyful, and I was emotional, and I was crying from joy, and it was still like a choice. So the option to smoke weed was in the back of my head. So literally as soon as it like hit midnight, I was like,
great, let me smoke.
I proved to myself I could do it.
Let me go ahead and smoke.
And then I smoked, and y'all, the first thought was like, oh, I wish I hadn't done this. And I could feel my energy shift, and I didn't like it. And then it was less fun. It was less fun than being sober. And that's when I was like,
I gotta throw this away.
And it was annoying. Because that was $35. But yeah, it was only because it stopped being something that was serving me. Just want to remind you to give yourself grace, give yourself compassion, be gentle with yourself, be nice with yourself, and just keep doing your best, because it's all we can do, you know? So if you want to talk about this further, literally tomorrow, depending on when you're watching this, you can join the Hello Creator Weekly Roundtable using the link below. And I'm gonna be hosting them every week. They're gonna be Wednesdays at noon Eastern for an hour. So come through, hang out, say hi. Yeah, I'll see you on the next video. Bye.